Welcome to the Master's Vitality in Aging. We are glad you joined us. We will tell you a lot about the Master's program, about the modules, but what is also possible is that you ask us questions, and I will show you how you can do that. On the screen you see two tabs. One is the Live tab and the Q&A tab. On the Live tab you can answer our questions, so we will ask you two questions and you can type your answer in and we can see it on the screen. And in the Q&A tab you can ask us questions and we will answer those questions during the presentation. But before we start, we think it's nice that we give you a visual impression what's like to study vitality and aging. Let's just start with a short video. Well, welcome again. Let's introduce ourselves. Who are we and who are you? Well, there are two questions. We would like to ask you to type in your background and where are you from. And in the meantime, we will introduce ourselves. My name is Carla Bakker. I'm staff member of the Masters and I'm module coordinator Science and Career. That's where you do your internship. And my background is I'm a physiotherapist and I studied biomedical sciences. And after I finished my PhD research, I switched my career as researcher to the policy of health research, and now I'm working for the Masters. And Babette.
Yes, I am Babette van Renen. I'm a junior lecturer for the Masters. So 2 years ago I did the Master myself. And now for the second year in a row, I'm a junior lecturer, so I'm giving the working groups. I'm guiding the students and I'm also developing the education with Carla and others. And then we have Sifra.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Sifra and recently, just this summer, I graduated from Vitality and Aging and I have a background in health sciences and now I'm working at the LUMC as a researcher.
And where are you from, Sifra?
I'm from Nijmegen.
Nijmegen. And Babette?
Yes, I'm from Amsterdam.
From Amsterdam.
Yes.
So you travel by train both? I think. Is it doable?
Yes. When I did the master's, I also lived in Amsterdam. So it's just a 30-minute ride by train, so it's doable. The LUMC is next to the train station, so that's close by.
That's close by. Yeah. And I'm from Voorschoten, a little village near Leiden, so I cycle. Okay, but I'm curious, where are you from and what is your background? Let's have a look. A Dutch student, biomedical sciences, Utrecht, public studies, biopharmaceutische wetenschap, biopharmaceutical science, health and life science. So different backgrounds you have, and that's really nice because as a master's we strive at different backgrounds, that we have that in the classroom. And Sifra, perhaps you can tell about your classroom. How was that? How did it look like?
Yes, definitely. It was, very multidisciplinary. So there were a lot of different backgrounds, medical, people who already worked as nurses, but also physiotherapists, health sciences. So a lot of different backgrounds, definitely.
Okay, and were there also international students?
Yeah. Also, we had a few international students, so that was really nice to work with different cultures and with different approaches. Definitely very nice.
Okay, so where are you from? So Alphen aan de Rijn, I see. Perhaps some more, I don't know. But, in the classroom we have all over the Netherlands and also from different countries. So that is really nice to have such a variety of backgrounds and nationalities. Okay, just let's have a look. Why should you do a master's in vitality and aging? Well, do you want to contribute to the future of health, aging and society? Then this is your master's. It's unique, it's interdisciplinary. Well, you heard it already. Your classroom is interdisciplinary and international. And you will learn how to approach challenges from different perspectives. And this is really something that you will learn throughout the year, to bring together different perspectives and to look at issues from different perspectives. You work together with older citizens, so in co-creation. Sifra, can you tell a bit about that? Was that already straight from the start, or was it at the end of the program? When did you do it?
Well, throughout the year you meet with the older citizens, and we also have an elderly board at the master who are frequently involved in the education, and we interviewed some elderly people. So you work a lot with them, and it's actually quite nice to work with them on developing the care for elderly people.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So you saw them throughout the year. And that will be the same when you start your master's in September next year. There is a training of academic skills also, so you will learn a lot of knowledge, but you also will have academic skills training. And that's important for your professional and your personal development. And what you learn is applicable for the aging field, but it's also applicable for all healthcare fields. Some master details. It's a one-year Master of Science program, 60 ECTS points. The location is Leiden and online. The language is English, and we have no selection, so you can sign up. You're welcome. The start date is the 6th of February. Then you have to apply in 5 days, so it's still possible. And you can start on the 4th of September, and then you have to apply before the 15th of May. Some characteristics. Well, you saw it already in the short video. We have small groups, small working groups of 12 to 15 students, and within the working group there are smaller teams of 3 to 4 students. And together you work on assignments and then present it at the end at Fridays. We focus on knowledge and skills development, so it's half-half. And that has a general healthcare relevance, and also, of course, for the aging health has it a relevance. There is room during the program to follow your personal interest, and we will point it out in this presentation when you can follow your personal interest, because that's on different topics. Okay, the small groups, I'm curious because, well, after a couple of weeks, I already knew all the students, but what about you? How was your experience with the students and with the staff and the teachers?
Yeah, it was really nice because it's such a small groups and environment. You get to know each other really quickly, and you can drink a beer with each other, and actually also with the staff of the master. It's
We like it.
very gezellig, as we call it in Dutch, and yeah, it's very low key, and yeah, it's very nice.
Great. Let's have a look at the program overview. Well, here you see the program from 1 year program. On the left, it starts with September 2023. And you see in the color green, in the color pink and yellow, the 3 main modules. That is biology of vitality and aging, the older individual, and the organization of the aging society. And at the last part is the science and career. That is where you do your internship. And at the bottom of those 3 main modules, you see 3 academic lines, educational lines, and that is communication in science, academic development, and research and evidence. And they are integrated with the modules. So for instance, the communication in science, you will learn how to write a scientific paper during the biology of vitality and aging module. During the older individual, you will learn how to present your results in a video, and during the organization of the aging society you will learn to write a policy paper. So that is the way how it is integrated for this line. But we tell you more in a minute when we tell you more about the content of the program. Okay, there is also a part-time program. That's the same content, but then you do this program in 2 years. Then it is 20 hours a week on average, and you have to have 2 years to do the program. When you want to have more information about that, you can have a look at our website. There was a recording of this master's week about the part-time program, and it will be on the website from the 16th of November, so you can have a look at that as well. And there are more ways to get information, but we will tell you later on more about that. Then I pass on to Babette.
Yes, thank you, Carla. So Carla already told you a little bit about the overview of the year, and now I want to dive into the modules all by themselves and give you a little bit of more explanation what they entail. So the first main module is biology of vitality and aging, and this course really dives into the biological mechanisms of vitality and healthy aging. So first we start the first 5 weeks, we start with a focus on the hallmarks of aging, and you can see actually the picture on the screen. If you start with vitality and aging, you will see it many times because we work a lot with this article and this information. So we also have a focus on repair mechanisms, nutrition, longevity, maintaining bodily and mental functions. So it is really about understanding the biological mechanisms in aging and age-related diseases. In this module, we have also lectures from internationally known researchers. So that's a plus because we have online lectures. We can have lecturers from all over the world join us and give us really interesting information on their research in the aging field. This module ends with an exam, and we also have a study trip to Cologne, and I will tell you more about that on the next slide. We have some bigger projects in this course. Interventions to enhance vitality is a topic. So we challenge you to think about like scientific interventions to enhance vitality, and we also challenge you to think more about entrepreneurship in the aging field and the bioscience field. In this module, next to the exam, we also write a scientific essay, and you can actually choose the topic of your own essay. So that's what Carla already said, follow your personal interests. So here you can choose your own topic if it's related to biology of aging. And do you know what you chose as a topic for your BVA? Do you remember? It was
Yeah.
last year.
Yes, I definitely remember. I was really interested in dementia and also dementia and Parkinson. So I researched, I wrote an essay about how caffeine may influence or may not influence the development of Parkinson's disease. It was really interesting. Yeah.
Okay, back to the module. The Cologne study trip. Actually, we went, I guess it was 3 weeks ago, we went to Cologne with our students and we visited the CECAT Research Center. So it's a university hospital research center that was more about clinically and biomedically related aging research. We had nice presentations there. And we also visited the Max Planck Institute for Biology of Aging, where they perform basic research on animal models. You have a quick impression of what the trip was like. We saw the labs, and we also had a nice German meal and drink in the end of the day. Then the second module is the older individual, and in this module we really look at all the different concepts of vitality in aging. So there's a large diversity in older persons, no one is the same, and that is what we want to learn the students. So we look from different perspectives at aging. So we look at common diseases, frailty, resilience, also self-management and coping, and of course cultural perspectives on aging. So we have a really broad look on what it is to be an older person. We end this first part of the module with an essay exam, and then we continue with creating an innovation. So this is actually a part where we have a lot of co-creation with the older individuals themselves. Students get a problem where they need to find they get a challenge actually to find an innovation to help.
Solution.
A solution for the challenge. They have to create an innovation, and they do that in co-creation with the elderly. So kind of consulting sessions, interviews, and in the end they come up with a nice product and make a video pitch about it. So actually on the picture you see Sifra interviewing one of the older individuals, Margriet, who is, she's joining us a lot. And you see them in the process of co-creation. And then the last big module is the organization of an aging society. And this module really focuses on all the changes in our society related to healthcare. So the ratio of older and younger people we have right now. So there are going to be a lot more older people who need the care and are relying on the care system. So the system is in need of innovation and changes to kind of fit that aging society. So we're facing challenges for the economy and the care sector. We learn about international healthcare models as well. So looking at other countries, how they are organizing their healthcare. We look at finances, but also at managing and changing an organization. So it's a really broad, but really interesting module. And we also are organizing a trip to the EU Parliament in Brussels. This module will close off with a policy brief and a written exam. And a policy brief is also, your own choice. You can choose where you want to write it about. So what was your topic? I know you prepared it well.
Yeah.
So.
I looked into the housing problem and also the fact that with the more that we are aging, more people who are older are living in the Netherlands. So not everyone can go into a nursing home. So aging at home is a very interesting topic at the moment. And I wrote about a solution in Denmark, which is called reablement. And it's about coaching older individuals to live at home and do as much by themselves as possible. So it was really interesting to dive into the ideas of different countries.
Yeah. Yeah, so we really challenge our students to look into a policy in another country and how they can apply it to the Netherlands, in short, yeah. And then we have our line education. That's what Carla said. We have 50% knowledge, but also 50% skills education. And the skills really focus on communication in science, academic development, and research and evidence. And these lines are integrated throughout the bigger modules in the year. So BVA, OI, and OS. Communication in science really focus on your writing skills, your presenting skills, pitching, so really your communication skills. Academic development, you go through a process throughout the year where you look at your personal development, but also your professional development. So what are your goals after this master? And you learn different skills there as well, as negotiating, debating. We'll come back to that later. Research and evidence is teaching you quantitative research methods and qualitative research methods, and it's kind of preparing you for the research you have to do during your internship. The skills and professional development, we do a lot throughout the year. As you can see, we have interviews with older people many times in our curriculum. But we also focus on cooperation and leadership. So we work a lot in groups with the students, so the teams Carla already mentioned. We really challenge our students to work together, take the lead sometimes, and try on different roles in group work. Also, debating is a big part. For each module, we have a debate in the end, and then you can show what knowledge you learned in a really interesting debate with your fellow students. And presenting and writing, of course. Research is a really important part because in the end, during your internship, you're doing your own research. So you're setting up a research proposal and you're doing that during your internship. Okay, then we have your VNA experience. Sifra, I'm giving you the clicker.
Thank you. Yeah, I will tell you a bit about my experience last year. So why did I choose Vitality and Aging? I chose it because my background is health sciences, and this is already a very multidisciplinary studies, and I really wanted to continue that because I really enjoy looking at a problem or at multiple things from a different perspective. I think the elderly population is a very interesting population because we can learn a lot from them and do a lot with them. So that's something that really stood out for me when I chose VNA and the international environment, because I really like to work with different people, with different cultures, and everybody has a different approach, so you learn a lot from that. What did I enjoy most? The start of the year already started very well because we had an experience day in which we got to wear elderly suits. So this made you kind of experience how it is to be an elderly individual. And it was really nice because then you get more knowledge on how difficult it actually is to have less hearing or when it's more difficult to move. Also the interactive working methods. Were really nice. I really enjoyed working together and active participation because this is the way you learn best, and it's most fun because you do it with your students and with the staff. And then we had a lot of this was they also have a game day, and we had to present a lot, I really enjoyed that because you learn a lot. We also had a lot of leisure activities with the staff, and this is so nice because the relationship it's really close. There's a lot of attention for the student, and I really enjoyed that and appreciated that as well. We had a Christmas ball, drinks, a quiz, and I really enjoyed the fact that you focus a lot on your professional skills because it doesn't only help you. The master doesn't only focus on your theory, but also on your professional skills in the future, and it's really useful. And the internship I really enjoyed, but I will tell you a bit more about that later. A typical day at the LUMC is having a lecture. Then you have, for instance, communication in science, and you learn about presenting. And in the biology of Vitality and Aging work group, you present your presentation, and in the end of the day we go to Hepato, which is a bar in the hospital where you can drink a lot of nice cheap beers.
Okay, good. Then we have time for questions. There is a question. Bas, it is a 1-year master, but is it also feasible to finish the master in 1 year? Is it feasible? Oh, well, a lot of students did, but perhaps I can better ask Sifra because you experienced it.
Yeah, it's definitely feasible. It's of course you have to work for it, but I really think it's really well divided, the workload, and I also had a job besides the master, so it was really feasible.
Okay, good to hear. Is there more questions? Do you have a lot of major students? Half bejaard, haha. Yeah, well, we have a very well, in the full-time classroom, about I think 3/4 is from the bachelors. Is 23, 24, but we have a couple of students, 5, 6, and they do it as an extra master, so they finished already a master before, or they are already working as a doctor, and they want to go in depth in the aging field. So yes, we do have. What is your experience? In your year or later on?
Well, the majority of students is coming from a bachelor or doing the master as a gap year between medicine internships or after the medicine internships. So yeah, I would say the majority of our students still is in their 20s. But for the part-time program that we also offer, you see that there indeed are a lot of students who are doing this besides their second master or besides their job or profession. So then you see a bit more age differences. But I can recall from my year, that was 2 years ago, that there were also some other older students who wanted to broaden their knowledge in the aging field. So it's different per year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have a look. There are more questions. Are there extra courses you can take if you do not have a biological background? And that is a bit like the same question from Rosa. So when you have a deficiency in your biology knowledge, is that a problem? Well, actually, no. We have a bridging module. We tell you more about it later on, but there is a bridging module. It's 1 ECTS point, so 28 hours. And then you can in biology, and we have also more bridging modules. But for the biology, there is this bridging module, so you can just learn the basics of biology, and that will prepare you when you start the biology of fertility and aging module. And during this module, when there are students, they find it very hard to follow, then we bring them together with a tutor, and then they work together and they manage, they really do. So students with less biological knowledge, they also manage to complete the course. Yeah, that's what you heard also, yeah.
Yes, I also had not a lot of biological background, actually almost none.
Almost none? Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I focused on policy within my health sciences, so I almost didn't get any biology, also not on high school. So I really thought that it would be a big problem, but actually it was really doable, and also the help that you get during the module is really nice, so I wouldn't worry about that too much.
And how did you experience it? Was it nice to do?
Definitely, because I'm really interested in the biology, but I just don't go into depth myself because I didn't choose that as well as my background. But it was really enjoyable, and I learned a lot. Yeah.
Well, great job. You did it fine. Okay, is there time for more questions, or shall we continue? Okay, let's have a look. Then we continue. Well, the science and career internships, well, that is my cup of tea. I'm the coordinator of the internships. That's the last part of the program. It's a period of a minimum of 10 weeks, and that is where you do your research, you do your own research, and you write a scientific thesis. And you can choose the topic of this research, and you can choose the location. That's really your choice, and I will help you to find the internship that suits you. For the students that are also doing a master's in medicine, you can combine your internship in medicine with the wetenschapsstage with the internship at the VNA, Vitality and Aging. So on the screen you see some examples. So students choose a topic in biology. For instance, 2 students went to Nagasaki, Japan to do a biology of vitality and aging topic internship. But most students choose an older individual topic, and at the LUMC or outside the LUMC in the Netherlands, outside the Netherlands. This morning I spoke to a student in Seoul, and she is returning tomorrow. She had a great time there. She chose it herself. She wanted to go there, and I helped her with that. And she managed, and she had a really wonderful time. But also on the more policy topic, it's possible to do an internship. So you see some examples here at municipalities or at the Ministry of Health. But I think it's nice to hear some examples.
Yeah.
What you did, Babette.
Yes. Well, I did my internship at an organization called Freelance. It's in Utrecht, so I stayed in the Netherlands for my internship. My research question was, how can we use the concept of positive health and shared decision making simultaneously, so next to each other, to optimize the care for vulnerable older adults. So what I basically wanted to research was, how can we use those 2 tools, so positive health and the 6 domains of positive health, and the kind of pathway. There are 6 steps in decision making for vulnerable older adults in the hospital. How can we use those 2 concepts together, because they have a lot of similarities, to optimize the care? So it was a qualitative research, which meant that I did interviews with healthcare professionals on how they saw the use of those concepts. So some of them only used positive health in practice, and some of them only used shared decision making, but some of them also used both. So I did 10 interviews, and eventually also made an expert panel within Freelance where we discussed the results. And in the end, I had a recommendation for implementation of my findings. So how did I organize this? In the end of the year I started, so it was around this time, November. I went to the walk-in hour with Carla, and we just spoke about where my interests laid. And she came up with freelance, and I just emailed the contact person you had at freelance, and we had a really nice introducing talk. And then she was looking for internship opportunities in her department. So eventually, with talking to the right people, she found a spot that fitted my interests. And I did it in 12 weeks instead of 10, because then I just had a little bit more time to fine-tune everything. And with the interviews, it took a little bit much more time than I expected. So the 12 weeks were really nice for me. And then we have the internship in Norway. That's a different cup of tea.
Yes, I went to Norway for my internship. So I just returned this summer. I did my thesis about activities in Norwegian nursing homes for people with dementia, in which I focus on if people with pain or neuropsychiatric symptoms even participate in activities. Because sometimes we know activities are very healthy for people, also people with dementia, but do they even participate if they have certain complaints such as pain? So I really had an amazing time. How did I arrange the internship? Well, actually, I went to Carla at the walk-in hour, and I told her that I really wanted to go to a Scandinavian country. and we talked a bit about the topics and what I would want. And then she gave me 2 contact email addresses, and I emailed, and then through that way I found this internship in Bergen. It was a really nice experience. I had great supervision and guidance, not only in Norway itself, but also from the LUMC. There was always someone I could go to and talk to if there was a problem, or luckily enough, there were not many problems. Here you see some pictures of me working in Bergen. And also, the country is very beautiful. I really enjoyed it. I took 12 weeks as well, just as Babette did, just because I had a bit more time also to do some fun things. And it was really amazing. I really enjoyed it, and I learned a lot. So it's much recommended to go abroad and write your thesis somewhere else. Here.
Okay, the possibilities after the Vitality and Aging. Well, after you have finished your program, well, we see that students, 1/3 is getting a job in policy, and you see some examples. So, a trainee at the Ministry of Health, Welfare, Sports, or also a policy officer at the municipality, or a quality staff member in a nursing home organization. 1/3 is continuing with research. So Sifra is one of them.
Yes.
So we see all different PhD trajectories, from biology to all the individual topics to policy. And 1/3 is continuing the Master of Medicine with their internships and their specialization. So that's what we see. And and everybody is finding a job quite soon. In 3 to 6 months after graduation, students found their job. And here we see, who is there?
It's me.
Sifra, very good. So you are writing your name on the wall of the academic building. So the graduation is at the academic building in Leiden. How was that?
Yeah, amazing. It was really nice. We really all enjoyed it. Who graduated, it was really personal again. So that's great. Yeah.
Well, you see Tom, he is a strategy and business developer at Zilveren Kruis. It's an insurance company, health insurance company. And Ishara, well, you should tell Ishara, because she was also student ambassador last year.
Yeah.
And you worked a lot with her.
Yeah, that's right. So maybe if some of you already joined one of her activities last year, then you saw Ishara. She was our student ambassador. And VNA was actually her second master. So now she started as an advisor in care innovation at a hospital in Brabant. So I'm really curious how it's going. So I should give her a call.
Yeah. Oh, the admission requirements. Just let's have a look at it, because all the information is on the website, and you can find the information for the free admissible Dutch bachelors. You can find the information for the other Dutch bachelors, for the University of Applied Sciences, and for the non-Dutch backgrounds. And for the free admissible, well, there is a long list with freely admissible bachelors. So have a look at it. But when you are not on this list, then it is still possible, because when you have another Dutch bachelor, you can subscribe for the masters, and the board of admission will have a look whether you have experience and knowledge of biology, older individuals, and policy. So there will be a closer look at your knowledge and experience, and they will then have an interview with you and talk about it. And when you feel, I'm not that prepared for biology, we have that bridging modules. We already told you about it. That's the same for the ones that have a diploma in University of Applied Science. Then the board of admissions will also have a look at your knowledge and experience and weigh it, and also have a look at your English. When you have a diploma VWO, that is a Dutch high school diploma, when you have that, then the English is okay. When you do not have that, we will ask you to do an English test. That's the same for the non-Dutch diplomas. You are also asked to do an English test, just to have a look whether your level of English is okay to join the working groups and to be part of it. And there will be also an interview with the non-Dutch diploma and the University of Applied Science. And the bridging modules, well, that is really a nice way to have a closer look whether you enjoy the biology, whether you, is it doable for you, just to test yourself. And also the Board of Admission will talk about it with you. Was it doable for you? Because then they can judge whether it will also be doable when you do the biology of vitality and aging module. So when you were not on the list of free admissible, don't worry. Just you can apply, and there will be a closer look at your experience and knowledge. There is an exceptional circumstance for the ones that will start in February. So when you have a deficiency of 15 ECTS points in your bachelor, you will be accepted, but that is only for the ones that have a freely admissible background. Then you have to complete your bachelor before the 1st of September 2023, so that is required. Well, if you have any questions regarding your formal admission procedure, then contact the Master Admission Office, and you see the email on the on this slide. You can also find it on the website. So the application, when you want to start in February, then hurry up, because you have 5 days left to administer in StudyLink. And well, we hope you do, because you're welcome to start in February. It's only for the EER students. For the other ones, you can apply till the 15th of May in StudyLink, and then you can start in September 2023. And for all the international students, the application deadline is the 1st of April, and that's about your visa, all the organizations, things about that. So please keep that in mind, that is on the 1st of April. So, yeah, perhaps you have a lot of more questions. I can imagine that we gave you a lot of information, but you always have a question, and I can imagine that. So there are more experience days. There is the one on the 1st of December, so you can join us then, and then we have a short lecture and a short working group. Students from the cohort now, they are joining us there, so you can talk with them and hear their experiences. So you can register for it or send an email. And the same is for the student for a day. That's also a nice opportunity to get a little bit more information and to talk to the students and to experience a day with lectures and skills training and working groups. So you can register for that or send a follow-up email. Yeah, I think we have perhaps time for some questions. Let's have a look. Is it doable to study at the LUMC when you do not live in Leiden? I have 2 examples.
As I said in the beginning, I live in Amsterdam because I did my bachelor at the VU in Amsterdam. And Leiden is just a 30-minute train ride away from Amsterdam. So I just stayed and continued to live there because it's just 30 minutes. And the LUMC is next to the Leiden train station. So it's just a 5-minute walk there. So for me, it was not a big problem, and it was doable for sure. Yeah.
And Nijmegen?
Yeah, Nijmegen is a bit further from
Leiden.
Leiden.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's doable, especially because LUMC is next to the train station, and it's a really easy overstap connection. Because I only have to change trains in Utrecht. I did it twice a week. I had to come here physically, and I did it, and it was really doable. So yeah, definitely.
Great, good to hear. If you have personal circumstances, you can contact a study advisor. And so I think when we end this presentation, her email will be on the screen. So you can contact her, and she will think with you and search for possibilities and solutions. Does this master train you for a career in the lab, or can you work in other fields as well, like policy fields or at the ministry? Yes, you can. Of course you can. A lot of the students work in policy, but well, you know, for your fellow students, what they do. What do you think?
Well, actually, I do not know anyone who has gone to the lab directly, but I believe if you have a background in biomedical sciences, for example, where you have some lab experience, you can do it. But most of the students continue, or in a PhD trajectory, but it can also be policy-related research or quality staff in a hospital, nursing home, at the ministry on a more national level, like Zorginstituut Nederland or ZonMW or
insurance companies, municipalities, and indeed the Ministry of Health. Two students went there to work there, and so you learn to look at issues from different perspectives, and that is really what I hear from the working field, that they like about the students, that they can actually do that, and also that they have learned to work with the target group and not thinking about them, but work together in co-creation with the target group. And this is really valuable when you work in a policy field, also in other fields, but this is what they really like. So what are your job opportunities? Yeah, we showed you some. It is really different, a lot of jobs, different jobs, and you can have a look at the website. There are some more examples, so you can read about it. But up until now, I would not worry about a job, because the students got a job quite soon, in 3 to 6 months. So, I think there is a lot possible.
Yeah, and if I may add to that, not all students have a job after our master that is all about the elderly, because we have learned how to have a bigger perspective, a broad look, work with different backgrounds. You can also apply that knowledge and your skills onto different fields in the medical world. So, for example, children or the youth instead of elderly. Yeah. So it's not only that we have job opportunities in the elderly care.
Yeah, that's very good that you mentioned that. Yes. How many lessons do you have in a week? Are they obligated or online? Lotte, can I ask that to Sifra?
Yes, I think in the beginning of the week we had lectures. These were online, also due to the COVID situation last year still. We had a lot of lectures online, and then on Thursdays and Fridays, if I'm correct, we could go to the LUMC physically, and then we had working groups and the skills trainings, and these were obligated.
Yes, so beginning of the week is more knowledge-based. Wednesdays we have for self-study, so because we have a lot of teamwork in the master, we also offer some time for you and your group or your team to work on all the assignments and presentations you have to do on the Thursday and Friday. So Thursdays and Fridays are more about skills training, presenting, and more working together kind of things. Like the knowledge part is on the beginning of the week, and the applying all your knowledge in different workshops and work forms is in the Thursday and the Friday.
Yeah, and the Wednesday was
self-study.
It was self-study day, so that was in your year as well. We think probably it will be the same in next year. So, there is a question about the medicine research for the master at the same time as the research for VNA. Yeah, that's a good question. You can combine your research, medicine research, with the research in vitality and aging. And we can have a closer look at it, how you can do it, but it's doable. Quite a lot of students combined both internships, and then you can get a check mark for VNA, and you get your grade on the diploma of medicine. It's doable, so we have a closer look at that. What parts are online, and what was the question? What parts are online?
And if they are recorded, I think,
What parts are on site? are the lectures online? And can you tell that, Sifra?
Yeah, the lectures were online, and most of them were recorded. Not all of them. So sometimes you had to be there live online. But this was really nice for people who live far away, or who wanted to re-watch the lecture, for instance, before an exam.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
still so,
Yeah.
I think.
So this year we're still doing that, but we encourage the students really to join all the lectures live, because you have the opportunity to ask the lecturers and professors your questions directly. So that's a nice opportunity. And on the Thursdays and Fridays, we're at the LUMC campus, and all the education that we have there, so the workshops, working together, presenting, that's much more valuable to do live, because then you have human contact and interaction, and that, you learn much more from that than just looking at your screen, I would say, as a lecturer.
It is a combination
Yeah.
of online and on campus.
Yes,
And
yeah.
we probably do the same, because it is appreciated by the students until now. So we will continue with that as well next year. Okay, shall we, I don't know, do we have time for more questions? No. Okay, then have a look. Then this is the last slide, and with some emails. So when you have more questions, so don't hesitate. You can email the student ambassador, Eline, and you find her on the website. There is a tab Unibuddy, so you can use that and you can chat with her, or you can mail her, studentambassador@lumc.nl. But you can also plan an individual video call with a student or with the staff, with us. Then we make an appointment, and you can send an email, and it's on the screen. And for personal circumstances, you can contact our study advisor, and you can send her an email, and she will think with you and have a closer look at what is really the case. So this is all information. So I would say thank you very much for joining us. I hope that it helped you with choosing your masters, and we hope to see you in February or in September. And don't hesitate to contact us when you have more questions.
Yes.
So thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Hope to see you soon.
Hope to see you. Bye-bye.